Off chance people actually watch.
At least you didn't call him an intern this time.
I mean, that was a joke.
Yeah, the Upstate Pulse YouTube is working, not the Word YouTube is down. If you round up. 12 parsecs. I still count that as canon. Wasn't that bad of a movie. People just...
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
I'll tell you what, it was better than Rogue One. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Alonzo here, along with Cameron and Matthew and Brandon. Having fun on Saturday night. You know, one thing that we always like to do, and this is since the early days of the Upstate Pulse. Like I said, we're working on our 8th year now. Was every time Rock and Roll Hall of Fame came out, we talked about it. Now, I had a different group of guys then that were more musically inclined. And more into music. Thought Tim was going to be here because he's really into music also. I know how this is going to sound, but I know Matthew's mom is also into music. I don't know it personally, but I know from her comments last week when she was texting things to Matthew. I know Cameron's into it because he grew up with it. And had a discussion with Brandon early on before we started about some of the bands. And Brandon, This is a weird mix, but tell the people what kind of music you're into.
All right. So it wasn't actually until 2013 that I liked country music. Before then, I liked top 40 and R&B.
Okay.
So you lost your soul in 2013 is what
Yeah,
you said.
I got married.
What he's saying.
Yeah, I think you can pinpoint the date when his soul was absolutely lost.
Hey, country music's pretty good, actually.
Look, we'll go find it. We'll put it back in you. It's going to be a painful process, but we're going to fix you, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Scott is talking about how YouTube's blowing up about the Pinkerton incident. We're going to be talking about that. We definitely will be talking about that because, talking about Pinkertons, you don't get the chance to do that very often. So we will be talking. The information collector on the stream wants to know what kind of country you're into.
Ooh, I like Alan Jackson. I like, oh God, way to put me on the spot. Quite a few. If I pulled up my phone, I could tell you I have about 3,000 songs worth of country music. I do like some bluegrass music as well.
All right. So as far as country goes, I can't stand country with all of my being, but I'm good with bluegrass because if you can play a banjo, you're an amazing person. Having back in when my band was together and we were doing things, we used to do sound for a lot of festivals, and that's one way to get to play, doing sounds for festivals. And I had to mic a dobro. And when you learn how to mic a dobro, you learn how to appreciate bluegrass. Luckily, the banjo player, if I remember right, I think it might have been electric banjo. I can't remember, but yeah, it's still guitar too. And learn how to mic everything. And not having enough boom mics, that dobro, I had to go with the neck of a mic stand that's bendy. I don't know what they're called, so we're gonna go with bendy. And I had to bend it over the top, and it didn't have a clip for the mic. So the mic could have fallen on the dobro, but it did not. And they made it through the entire set. I was pretty happy about that.
The word you were looking for is adjustable.
No, I don't know that. I think bendy is more the technical term.
Well, you call bendy straws. Why would you call
bendy
mics?
I mean, there's
even the technical name for this
technical terms, we're talking about scientific terms.
All right, so
scientifically, they're bendy.
As far as that goes, microphone stands. I know we have some band people out there. What are those called? I don't think they're adjustable, because adjustable means you can adjust the bend. These are just bendy. I mean, it's at the top of the mic stand. It will bend. So, these are adjustable because the ones that we have, but they're not bendy. Bendy would just, they're flaccid, if you will, or they can be.
Flaccid.
So this is like bendable, but not in the sense where it like actually holds a shape to it. When you bend it, it just kind of like falls.
It can.
Floppy mics.
If you put too much weight on it, it's going to go down. It's going. so it will bend to a certain degree.
Is it those?
It's not like a boom stand where you can. Yeah, I
Like the
know.
circular
Listen,
rings of
I
metal
know
on
this. Yes, I know this may sound like a tangent, but it's not for this show. So anyway, these are semantic arguments that we have all the time in radio, especially some of the people in this room. So I don't remember what they're called. Anyway, the mic could have fallen on the dobro. It did not. It was successful. I was very happy about
This is called linguistical comedy.
if you think it's funny. If not, I don't know. So anyway, let's see. Steven says,
Otherwise known as cacophony.
my wife plays the banjo. We have 3 of them and a mandolin and 3 guitars. That's cool that your wife can play the
Nice.
banjo.
Jeez.
I mean, have you guys seen anyone play a banjo up close? They have picks on 2 fingers. And
They have like
and
2 or
yeah.
3 picks in their fingers. I
Yeah,
saw
it's-
when I went to New Orleans like 10 years ago, I saw someone playing the banjo and I'm like, God, that's a lot of skill.
Yeah, it is. I have some uncles that can do that.
There's this kid who my D&D buddies have known since he was a little kid. He's like jumped in with us. We've shown him the ropes and all that stuff. He is a killer banjo player. Like he's had some stuff up on YouTube before, and I watched him. Was like, holy crap, this kid is
all that
is
being
talented.
said, we're not talking about the Bluegrass Hall of Fame. We're talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is not exclusively for rock and roll. Still have a problem with that. But
What is rock and roll?
yeah, exactly. So let's go through the nominees for 2023 induction, and you guys let us know who you think should be in, and also everyone in the room can let us know who they think should be in.
I'll let you know if I know anybody.
Okay. The first, I'm just going to go down the list. The first one is Kate Bush. Now, Kate Bush, the only song that I know she did was very popular last year, so popular that it was back on the charts after like
I have a
30
question.
or 40 years.
Is that the only reason why she's up there?
No. Apparently the alternative scene or whatever it is that she was that her music fits into, I guess it was alternative because I like it. So alternative at the time. So classic alternative, which was alternative when it came out, but it's classic
Well,
now.
everything is what it is.
Yeah,
until
what
it
it
becomes
is.
older.
So there's a song called Running Up That Hill, which was used a ton in the last season of Stranger Things. It was the only thing that was keeping Max from dying. Of course, then they turned it off, and it's she's not dead though. She was, but she's not dead. She's going to need a lot of therapy though if she survives the final season.
Yeah.
So anyway, Kate Bush and Cameron knows the song. Nobody else in this room probably knows Kate Bush.
No.
And that's fine. I think she's kind of a niche kind of thing. So I was a little surprised to see her on the list. And no, I don't think she's on the list because of that, but she could be. She could be.
I mean, it would make sense just because of the popularity of that show.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it would.
And the fact that popularity boosted her song back up into the charts. A song that hadn't been available for like what, 40 years?
Something like that. All right. The next artist up for nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is someone who used to date a cheating bicycle rider. And she once declared that 1 ply of toilet paper is all that you need.
No.
Anything else is wasteful.
Okay, she doesn't deserve to be in.
And that
just
would-
from those
that would
comments,
be-
but
Yeah, but every day's a winding road for her. And that would be Sheryl Crow.
nah.
So you guys don't like Sheryl Crow?
Kate Bush
No.
deserves it more than Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow had a ton of hits. Here's the other thing. So when the newer artists to me are starting to be eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man, I feel old. When Eminem last year, it's just like, gosh, I am so old. So any Sheryl Crow. So Chris on the stream says Crow, boo. And I get that. I mean, not the biggest fan of hers, but some of her stuff was all right.
Yes, but does All Right deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I don't know. All right. The next person eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is Missy Elliott.
Yes.
And not really into Missy Elliott music, not against it, just was past that phase when all that stuff came out.
I was in high school.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So Missy Elliott. The next one, and this is Tim could probably hear this from where he is if he's watching or listening. I asked Brandon if he knew who Iron Maiden was, and he said it sounds familiar. So I'm going to ask Matthew, do you know who Iron Maiden is?
I've heard of it.
Okay. All right. So you've heard of Iron Maiden. Again, it's okay. Iron Maiden, rock band, metal band.
So I want to add though that whenever we talk about rock, there is a 50-50 chance when I recognize a name that I recognize either the artist or that I recognize the JoJo's reference. Because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is an anime and manga, every character and every ability is named after an American rock song, band, artist, or album, because the author is a massive Western rock music fan.
Okay, because there's this recurring joke in just pop culture in general that everything is a JoJo's
Yes, everything
reference.
is a JoJo's reference. But that doesn't have to do with the music. That's just because JoJo's is an insane, wild, hilarious
I
ride.
still need to watch it.
Please do.
I'm scared.
It's so
I'm
much
scared to
fun.
do so.
So I'm guessing so far, if we were in this room all voting on the ones that I've said so far, none of them would get votes.
Missy Elliott would.
Okay. So I'm shocked that Iron Maiden's not in there. Am I a big Iron Maiden fan? No. Let's see. Mark says, loved Iron Maiden as a kid. I'll still listen to Wrathchild. My favorite Iron Maiden song. My favorite Iron Maiden song is Run to the Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I can still hit those notes and they're very high. So I may not be worth anything afterwards, but I can hit them. And I think we have it on Rock Band. Run to the Hills, I think, is on there. All right. The next band is Joy Division / New Order. New Order, also an alternative band around when Kate Bush was around. None of you guys will know who they are.
What songs?
I recognize the name.
Do you?
That is definitely something I recognize from JoJo's.
All right. Somebody look up New Order songs really quick. We got 3 other people in here. I am not, I'm delegating.
Well, I was just
no. I just want to see
thinking through your
because I'm
Blue
sure
Monday.
Blue Monday. There we go.
True Faith.
Yeah,
You've
I've
heard
heard
it.
Blue Monday.
You've heard
before.
Blue Monday before.
It's a decent song.
So they're pretty good. All right. Chris says Iron Maiden ? Down. Chris also says New Order. No. Okay. So the next one everyone's heard of. I guarantee you that Matthew has heard of the next nominee, who I guarantee gets in, and that's Cyndi Lauper.
Yes.
Nope.
You
What?
have never heard of Cyndi Lauper. Look at how everyone's
Girls
reacting.
just want to have fun, man.
By the way, text line.
That thing, I hate that song.
Text line 71307.
Time after time, man.
Yeah.
Time after time.
Yeah.
I don't mind that song.
What about True
That's fine.
Colors?
See your true colors
Oh, yeah, I know that.
shining through.
Oh,
She's
great.
on TV still doing these
That's why
commercials
I love you.
for
I don't watch
psoriasis.
TV.
That was awesome, by the way. No one
Oh.
else going to give you any credit, but I
Thank
think
you.
I think now if you don't know a song, Pappy's going to have to sing it. That's
Oh,
just
Well,
all
when
I'm
I
saying.
yeah.
move into the house that I'm getting ready to move into with my friend, we're not having cable. We don't watch TV. He watches sports, and I watch stuff from like streaming services.
Okay.
So
There you
I
go.
thought you were just going to say, and I watch things.
Yes.
I watch things.
things that are not music. All right. The next person nominated, and there was a fan vote on this, and he's the one who got voted in by the fans. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, except the Hall of Fame committee looks at it and goes, "Hey, fans like this guy." George Michael.
Yes.
Do you know George Michael?
I
Matthew?
recognize the name. I don't know anything about it.
Oh
But
boy.
I recognize the
Get
name.
ready. Which one are you gonna do?
I actually got to remember which song.
George Michael. Let's see. Do anything by Wham, because he was the lead
Okay,
singer
I
of
was trying
Wham.
to. I was like,
yeah.
wake me up before you go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Me hanging there like a yo-yo.
Also,
Last Christmas.
Last Christmas should have known better.
Oh yeah, last Christmas,
Okay, yeah.
I gave you my heart, but the very next day,
All right, we get
you
it.
take
We
it
get
away.
it. So he also sang Faith. I Want Your Sex. Just because I've never said that on
should
the
I
air
sing that
before.
one?
No.
You don't know the song, so no. I'm guessing you don't know that
So
one.
let's just be clear though, in the 80s and 90s was the baby making music time too.
Yeah, it's probably for some people.
Every decade is.
Well, yeah.
that.
I mean, if
but-
not, we'd all be the race, the human race would be dead. Also, father figure, which might mean a whole lot of different things.
Daddy question mark?
If you don't know George Michael, then you don't get it. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll finish with these. We got a bunch of other stuff to get to. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
What kind of bags in that one?
No, he doesn't. He does
I
not.
don't.
He doesn't.
I'm proud of
He does not.
myself.
He's not. He's just so excited that I allowed it to continue. That's really what it was.
I didn't get the crook. I didn't get that daggone play.
Thank you, Steven.
It's always a great start to the show when I get to reference JoJo's. Yes.
JoJo's followed by Pappy singing, and
Hey, information collector. I also like Kenny Chesney, if you've heard him. He was actually just here in the Upstate.
Yeah, because Rob Brown went to that concert.
Heard it was one of the best concerts that he has ever thrown.
Instead of watching
I think he
the
did play
NFL
George
draft, he went to that.
I didn't
So,
realize that was a reference.
I get it, Scott. I'm not, again, a lot of artists in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that are not rock and roll. And a lot of those artists, they have their own Hall of Fame. Like the country has its own Hall of Fame. So why they get to be in two? I don't know. But still going to talk about it because it's tradition. and I
Begs
love
the
music.
question: What is
do we have
rock
any
and roll?
texts?
No.
You can move that up to the other screen if need be. I haven't been throwing the
Just
text line
one
out there.
now.
Okay.
Just a good show so far.
We have more than that.
Trust me, we're going to be talking video games and a whole lot of
Glad
stuff,
we had
more
that.
stuff, including Jedi Survivor. Cameron and I both have put some hours into Jedi Survivor. And if you've been following our social media pages, you've seen the question that I've asked, is it okay to go down in difficulty if you can't beat a boss? And we definitely are going to be talking about that. And I will let you know if I went down in difficulty or not.
But yeah,
sure that guy is a lot of fun.
most likely.
You know what, information collector, if I were writing a book inspired by country music, there probably would be a lot of death. But, that's just
Hey,
me.
my wife and I got married to Hunter Hayes's Want You.
What?
Good for you. I mean, if you're,
Wanted, actually.
if you're,
Sorry.
see, if
I
you're
don't get
into
this
something,
one.
hmm
I think some people get
would
too
read it
angry
if
when
I
somebody
saw
else
it as a
isn't.
reference anymore.
And buttons can be pushed and people can get like, how dare you, Chris? You just don't understand it. No, I get it. Country's easy. That's the reason why I don't like it. My entire family's from
Some
Kentucky.
people are too uptight. and
Country,
not have fun.
I mean, it's there's nothing
They are
difficult
part of the
about
problem.
singing country.
I love country music.
Throw a little twang in. There's nothing difficult about writing a country song either. Anyone could do it, including probably Chat GPT or whatever that is. Well, back into the Upstate Pulse, we are talking a little bit of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We're also going to be getting to Jedi Survivor, which just came out yesterday. Cameron and I both vlogged some hours into that, so we're going to be talking about that. Do we like it? Do we hate it? Stuff like that. We don't hate it.
How strong in the force is it?
Yes, that's a good question. We're also going to be talking some pizza because it's pizza. We're going to talk some WWE and Nerd Roundtable. Just a couple more artists left in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nomination. Willie Nelson is nominated. Matthew, have you heard of Willie Nelson?
Yeah.
Please say yes. Your
You
mic's not
never
on.
turned your mic on. Find that noob there for him. Sorry, I just
That
think it's
happen
funny.
once in a
I
while.
just think it's funny.
You've been good. You've been good for
All right,
like
you ready?
a couple months actually.
Tim's not
Yeah.
here, so yeah, go hit it. There we go. So I might get one. Cameron actually got one. When was this? Like a
No.
couple.
I was focused on
couple weeks
fiddling
ago.
with my headset because I literally can't hear anything
Okay,
in my headset. So
They'll
I
fix-
didn't think about my mic.
they'll fix that someday, maybe.
Well, no,
I don't
it's my quarter-inch adapter is broken.
know.
Yeah, so
I could get you another one.
I
I
probably
got.
would like to grab one.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say I got a couple spares left. Let's see. Information collector says Lonzo
Oh my
needs
God, I
to
can
listen
hear
to the
now.
country music song "I'll Never Smoke Weed with Willie Again." Nah, just not interested in that. So Willie Nelson,
Would you consider that more
you
of
know,
a PSA?
I would say it's probably. I would say it's shocking that Willie Nelson's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, except for Willie Nelson doesn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he's not rock and roll. Some of these, I get it, but Willie Nelson ain't even close to being rock and roll unless you count when I think he was in the Traveling Wilburys with the other guys.
Willie
May-
Nelson's country.
Yeah, he is country. And that's it. Chris Lonzo, have you never heard of Don Williams, Waylon Jennings, John Anderson, just a swinging. No, never heard of them before ever in my life. Here's the thing. Okay. Country is easy. Country is ridiculously easy. To write a country song is a piece of cake. Also, my family is from Kentucky. So country is a thing. It's a family thing. And I'm rebelling against the kin. Is that what you want me to say? Fine. My mom taught me all kinds of music, very eclectic, from R&B. You go from sitting on the dock of the bay till Crocus, but never any country. So
Addison asked, what song is playing all the time?
What song is playing all the time? I don't know what song is playing all the time.
In their head or in the show?
So Willie Nelson, I don't know. All right, the next artist is Rage Against the Machine. Matthew, Rage Against the Machine. You know,
I'm aware of that.
Yeah, okay. Because you got some angst. You can't have. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't have angst and not know rage. I mean, that's how that works.
Matthew, do you rage against the machine?
No. I'm good.
Oh, I do all the time. You
I'm
guys
too
hear me
lazy.
do it.
At least you're honest.
Okay.
I don't know. I always imagine.
I'm a tech guy. I can't rage against the machine.
That's
I
true.
all the
because that's
time
why-
rage against the
yeah.
machine.
Yeah.
Machines are what I have to deal with all the time.
When I rage against the machine, I call engineering and they help me because they're awesome.
You choose cooperation.
Yes, Jolly Cooperation. The next band to get in possibly is Soundgarden.
I feel like that's deserved.
Yeah, I think so too.
Give some Chris Cornell some love.
Is that the band Follow Me Into the River as Restless as You Are?
Believe so, yes.
Whoa, there she goes.
Such a dark song.
Yes, it is. It
I
is.
shot my love again.
Would you
Cry for me?
See, I worked in an auto parts warehouse when that came out. And because I act like it bothered me because of the content, I asked the guys who were singing, I was like, do you know what they're singing about? No, it's just really rocks. Yeah, but do you know what they're singing about? It's talking about killing her and then pretending he's crazy and getting away with it.
Yep.
And so, you know what the guys at the auto parts warehouse did to me? They signed me up for the Soundgarden fan club, which was hilarious. I got postcards and everything from Soundgarden.
That's great.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, the next band is the Spinners. Rubber Band Man. I know you wouldn't know.
I know
Spinners.
the Rubber
Yeah.
Band Man song. I didn't know the band.
The next one is a Tribe Called Quest, which I believe somebody just got arrested from them. I think for
think I've heard
money
of that.
laundering, I believe. And the White Stripes. This is how you know you're getting older, Cameron. The White Stripes are eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of
You're
Fame.
talking like Jack White?
Yes. That's how you know you're getting older, when the White Stripes are eligible.
Oh, God.
And finally, Warren Zevon, who I'm surprised is not in there.
fight them all. Sorry.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, Warren.
Seven Nation Army, hold me down.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I recognize that riff.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All
All right,
Every
and-
sports theme.
Yeah, and finally Warren
That's
Zevon,
probably why I've heard of that.
Warren Zevon, who sang "Werewolf in London."
No, I heard of that.
I saw a werewolf at Trader Vic's. His hair.
Isn't there a
was
movie
perfect.
Werewolf in London?
Yes, starring Lon Chaney or Lon Chaney Jr., depending on an American Werewolf. This is the original. The remake of Werewolf in London was American Werewolf in London, which starred David Naughton, who I got to interview right here on the show,
Oh, nice.
which was very awesome at the time. The effects were award-winning. All right, we're going to take our next break. When we come back, we're moving on. So if you're like Matthew, you're glad. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. By the way, just because they're nominated doesn't mean they'll get in. But I think the majority of the nominees, if I recall, are new nominees. So somebody getting in. I don't think it's like the Baseball Hall of Fame where people were nominated and they go, nobody this year. Sorry.
Baseball Hall of Fame is a joke.
It is.
So how they elect is a joke. Andrew Jones should have already been in there.
And you keep thinking the older people who are the writers will die off, but no, there's just other ones that come along and do the same thing. So
Snobbishness, just perpetuates over
as
time.
someone with a rather large noggin, I have no problem with a certain baseball player having a large noggin. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Andrew Jones should be in it for sure from the Atlanta Braves.
Was that why? Or are you joking?
No, for some reason, why is his name escaping me? The home run king,
Oh, Barry Bonds?
Barry Bonds.
No,
And
he's because he used steroids.
Yeah.
Has that been proven?
Yes.
No, I don't think it's been proven.
If you look back at all the
No,
pictures
no,
and
no, no,
videos,
no,
his
no.
eyes were yellow.
Yeah, yeah, but has it been proven?
He never got tested. No, but Mark McGuire got tested.
Yeah, I know. But again,
I was going to say, if he hasn't been tested, then you have no proof.
when McGuire and Sammy Sosa came out and they had their home run race,
Mhm.
I don't care if they were juicing. You shouldn't do it, but just about everybody was at that time.
I'm
those guys should
into
be
way
in.
too many forms of media. I can't add another one on top of it.
Well, Chris, just to defend
It
Matthew a bit,
is hard to fathom that, but Matthew has other things that affect him the way music does some of us.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Also, you should describe.
he prefers the written word.
I mean, you've told this to us before, but music is more supplementary to you than a thing on its own.
Yeah, I would say in terms of like I enjoy music on its own when I'm listening sometimes, but what my main like experience with music is most often in tandem with film and TV related programming and how it is used within that medium to
Pete Rose does
amplify
have a
different
large
scenes
head,
and
you're
things
right.
like that. So,
But that just has to do with him getting old and eating a lot, which I completely understand. So, I mean,
speaking of all the other forms of media that I like, I have a thing here that I can't wait to share later on. If we don't get to it in the show, then I'll share it
I was about to
afterwards.
say, I was curious when you were
But
busting that out.
Yeah, I sent a cryptic text to everybody, and I have not told them what it is, but I found an amazing find earlier today that I can't wait to share.
Welcome back at the Upstate Pulse. Alonzo, Cameron, Matthew, and Brandon having fun on a Saturday night. T2 ill, so he is not here with us tonight. So he missed that awesome conversation about music. But we got one more thing to talk about music. I have to explain something. I've said many times on this program and on the Fan Upstate, our brother station, where I am on 3 hours a day, 5 days a week on the Rob Brown Show. Creative name, the Rob Brown Show. Rob Brown is on that show, and I'm on that show with Rob Brown. And I've said many times on that show and this show and other shows on this station, the Rob Brown Show,
Okay.
on this station where I've been for over 23 years on various programs, some my own, some others, that I do not like Air Supply. And Air Supply, if you're in the area still, I mean, good on you being the hits that you had and the fact that you're still able to get out there and perform at your age. That's awesome. You're just not for me. Just like what we talked earlier when we were talking Hall of Fame. Some music for some people, some's not for others. Air Supply, I don't like. And so we were live at Twin Peaks on the Fan during the Rob Brown Show and mentioned something about Air Supply. Rob Brown did. And then our promotions director, Roy, just happened to have Air Supply tickets. Unbeknownst to me, he walks over and throws them down. And so Rob thought it was hilarious. And so he was saying that he was going to make it to where I have to take my lovely wife to go see Air Supply, which I would have done. I told her I would have done it. And then she found a friend to go with her because she really loves Air Supply. Then the friend had to back out. So this was a big deal on the show yesterday on the Fan. Everyone was thinking that I was going to go see Air Supply, and people were loving the fact that I would not love the fact that I was going to see Air Supply. And here's a problem. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there's this thing that I do that got me beat as a child and has also gotten me chastised, sometimes brought into the office of certain offices, including possibly LexCorp's office. I kind of crack on things and say things that may be mean.
You have a quipping
to somebody.
issue.
I do. Quipping issue. That's a good way to put it.
I have the same affliction.
Yeah. So me at that concert would have been a really bad idea because there's no way I could not talk. And I know this because I know who went and she was having a hard time not saying stuff. So anyway, so Rob thought he had it all worked out and I was going to have to go. Well, it turns out a manager of a family member is a listener, not only to this program, but to the Rob Brown Show, and heard of what was about to befall me and allowed a family member to get off work early just so that family member could go with my wife to Air Supply so I wouldn't have to go. And I would just like to thank them. I'm going to thank you on this station. I'm going to thank you on the other station for having my back and looking out. I appreciate that because that would, that would have been bad. That's an advantage to actually having a show and some people actually liking you. And I do appreciate that. Or it could be that it's an anti-Rob Brown thing, which we know there are a lot of those that just went to see him fail when it comes to that. Also, Rob Brown, if you just happen to be listening or watching later, how was that ranch ice cream?
Ew.
Yeah, because
it was delectable.
By the way, Matthew, he had to eat 2 scoops.
Yeah, I heard you mention
that.
Yeah,
and his buddy who he does a baseball betting show with, Cody Decker, is a former pro baseball player, actually poured ranch on the ice cream before he ate it. He did not know what he was about to do. So anyway, so shout out to that manager who let that family member off a little bit early so my wife didn't have to go alone. And my that family member was sending me texts and videos making fun of the concert while it was going on. But apparently it was a good time at the Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium, and there were a lot of older people there. And dudes are like 73 and 75 still out there singing, doing their thing. Ain't nothing wrong with that, except for I just don't like them. So, and my wife even asked me today, why do you not like them?
Just don't.
There's some people, some music, some songs you just don't like. You hear it and you go, oh, yeah, I don't want to hear that. And they're one of them. REO Speedwagon will be the other. And REO Speedwagon is just a rock version of Air Supply. So there we go.
What about Bryan Adams?
Yeah, well, that's a totally different story. I despise Canada and most things from it. Because as Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show says, Canada is just America's hat. And I really like that saying. I really do. All right. So Matthew sent us a text earlier and said he found something really cool that he wants to share with everyone on the stream, and he can explain it to everyone on the radio, something he's excited about. So I have no idea what it is.
So I'm pretty sure that I've mentioned it before that on the show that my favorite series of all time is an anime called Trigun. Well, a lot of people, I'm surprised by how many people aren't aware that Trigun is actually originally a manga. And the English release of the Trigun manga came out in like 2003 is when it ended printing. So it is a 20-year out-of-print series that did not sell well in the West. So it is extremely hard to find. And I, earlier today, managed to find volumes 7 through 12 out of 14 of the original Trigun manga.
He's shaking.
I am
The video
unbelievably excited.
You know that thing where you're mouthing like you're going to talk, but no sound comes out? That's what Matthew just did.
Yeah.
He was fangirling pretty hard, and reasonably so.
It is hard to find one volume. At least the first few volumes and the last volume are pretty easy to find, as with any series. But finding the middle volumes in person in fantastic condition, there is very minor wear on like the corners and stuff, as you would expect, even just sitting on a shelf. But like there's barely any yellowing. The spines are in fantastic shape. There is absolutely no tearing or anything on any of the pages. On a 20-year-old, these books are at least 20 years old, and I found them at market price in this condition. I am
So you found a rare gem.
I found a very rare gem. Yes.
So is the set complete?
No,
for you?
Chris, Trigon is not the Trigon from Teen Titans.
Like a trio of guns is where because the main character always has 3 guns on him. It's a space western. But it is my favorite series, and the English volumes are incredibly hard to find, and I found 6 of the hardest ones to find at market price in fantastic condition. So
somehow
today
I feel
has
like
been
I could
amazing.
see you saying Yahtzee.
Yeah, basically.
Yelling out Yahtzee.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever said that.
I've
get the
never
game.
said it, but I'm aware of
by the way,
the
I know,
idea.
Yeah, I know there are people who do that. Do you do that? Is that why
Yes.
you said that? Okay. All right. I'm not being critical of it. I've never, when I yell Yahtzee, it's because I just got a Yahtzee. I haven't played that game in a long time.
Great game.
It's been a while.
Gonna have to get that out. The Yahtzee's like the easier thing to get than it is some of the other stuff. Steven asked, do any of you guys play Empires and Puzzles online?
Negative.
I do not know.
Cameron?
That is not ringing any bells.
Probably two separate games, maybe. It could be the same game. I don't know. If you want to be a part of the show, text line is 71307. Also, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and either at 1063, not 1063.
Ooh.
All right, no, you get me. I did it. I did it. I did it. Either at News Talk.
Admonish him.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, get me. All right. Hopefully that Matthew is smiling because he is not the lone noob tonight. Okay, so
I'm smiling because I literally made that same mistake. Almost made that same mistake earlier this week. I caught myself. But
see, here's the thing. I'm as of now, I'm only on the station on the air 1 day a week.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's my excuse. So anyway, you can check us out on stream at News Talk 98.9 or at Upstate Pulse on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Find us somewhere on there, and you can comment on the show. And we continue during breaks. A lot of other shows will take a break and turn you off. We try not to do that. This is the original show in this building to broadcast live, originally on Facebook. No one else had done it before. We did it out of spite because we had our third hour taken away. And originally what I did is we were playing radio D&D, not that thing that Rob says. And I wanted to put it on OBS, and I'm like, can we do the entire show with it? And we did. And so we started doing it. And then other people down the hall is like, how are you doing this? And we told them how we were doing it. And then eventually the rest of the building got it, because as we know, nerds really run everything. And we are willing to try everything first, including we were the first ones to take it on the road, things like that. Am I bragging? Yes, I am. I am bragging on the show, not on myself, but on the show, because we're willing to try things that other people think of. We tried to find ways to make it happen.
Pioneers.
And luckily, we have an engineering department that are very imaginative, and to the point where I will go to them and go, hey, we're thinking of trying this. Can we do it? And there are a lot of light bulbs that go off. I've never thought about doing that. Maybe, yeah, I think we can make that happen. And then we do. And that's an awesome thing. And not, most people's jobs, I'm guessing you can't do that. You go, hey, boss, I was thinking of trying this. It's usually like, yeah, go back and do your job. But we go try it and we don't tell the boss until afterwards. I mean, and then, the boss will go, wow, look at, how did you guys do that? Exactly. So that's how we do that.
Results before permission.
Yes. That whole thing, asked forgiveness, not permission, is very adamant in radio. It really is. Because if everyone in this building asks, could they do something? Chances are they're probably going to be told no. So it's better to just give it a shot and hope you don't get arrested. Let's see. Steven says, I have 5 years invested in Candy Crush meets war games meets superheroes. Again, I have a mobile game that I play all the time. It's Dragon Ball Z Dokkan, and I finally hit level 500. Hitting 501 has been a struggle, because it takes longer. It's harder to get to the next level so I want to get to 1,000. I read a story, by the way, as we're finishing the hour, where someone on Pokemon Go hit 50 and they're getting death threats. Come on, people. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. So yeah, someone hit 50, and
Why are they getting
Pokemon
death
Go?
threats?
I don't know. That's really cool, by the way, Matthew.
Well, thank you.
That you found.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of reminds me.
Now you gotta put them in a shadow box. Never touch them.
I was about to ask what a shadow box was.
Really? You put like jerseys, footballs, and stuff into it so you don't get ruined.
Okay, so it's like
I didn't know what a shadow
collector's-
box was either. I thought it was something that a shadow government does.
Once I collect.
You know what a shadow government is, right?
No.
You're in one right now.
Let me give you the breakdown on that. Not
Yeah,
gonna.
When I finish collecting the entire series, I'm going to reread it all at once in a binge session. I'll probably take a weekend to do it. and then I'm probably going to wrap everything.
I'll make
and
sure
display it
Matthew and
on-
Cameron reads that, Scott,
Probably going to take an
because
entire shelf dedicated to displaying it.
they're more into it
My
than,
bookshelf,
I mean,
but
they have more knowledge
I
than I
got-
do of
I
that stuff.
think I mentioned this before. I got 2 of the IKEA bookshelves that are normally like $120.
Mhm.
Off.
Usually
of
they were hard to
Craigslist
carry up or something like
for
that.
2 of them for $35 each.
Nice,
That's pretty good, man.
especially for IKEA stuff.
Oh yeah.
I still keep thinking that we're going to plan a trip and go up to IKEA because I just want to go.
It's overwhelming.
People do plan trips and go to
Yes, they
IKEA,
do.
Cameron.
It
They
is
do.
very overwhelming to go to IKEA though if you've never been, because
Oh,
they have
we'd be
so many
fine.
things.
That's
Let me
not
tell
a
you, though.
reason to not go, though.
No, let me tell you, they have the best meatballs.
What? What, they
Yeah.
have a restaurant in IKEA?
Yeah, they have a
Have
cafe
you never
in
heard
there.
of IKEA's Swedish meatballs?
I
The
have not heard of
Swedish
IKEA.
meatballs. Oh my god, they're to die for.
Oh, you guys are making this up.
No, dead
We're
serious.
not. It's a thing.
It's
He's-
a real
he's overselling
thing.
how good they are, but like.
Oh,
I'm
so
sure-
you've had them?
I'm sure they're mid,
They're
but
fine.
Someone
they're
at
not
one
bad
point
or
said they were made
anything.
they're made out of horse meat,
Uh,
but they're not. They're really, really good.
hey, horses can taste great, especially when you're stranded out in the desert.
it's all about seasoning. As long as that horse has no name, it doesn't matter.
Ed.
That's the key. Don't name things that you
Yeah.
don't want to get attached to.
How's
Yeah.
Fred
had
taste?
buffalo
Little
meat
stringy.
burger before once.
I've had buffalo
Really
before.
good.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Fuddruckers has a buffalo burger.
Do they?
I've never really enjoyed the taste of buffalo.
Really?
I want
I've
to
had
taste
a
water
bison burger
buffalo.
before.
You ever had beefalo?
Beefalo. That's
Yeah.
not a thing.
Yes, it is. It's a
That's
real
not-
thing.
That sounds like a
Ted
parody
Turner
band.
has a restaurant called Ted's. He sells beefalo.
How
It's
do
a
you,
mixture of cow and bison.
oh, okay. All right. So
Brandon,
it's-
you make it. You're like doing the starting bit of a sitcom.
No,
it's-
dead
it's-
serious.
So beefalo would be like it's a meatloaf sort of.
Sorry, but it's really
Okay.
good. It's very tender.
Okay. Tender as in it falls apart, so it
And,
doesn't.
and when you're
hold?
taking a bite out of it,
Okay.
it falls apart. It's so good.
Okay. I've never. Have you guys heard of beefalo before? Because I had not,
I had not.
and
heard
I
of that,
didn't.
no.
I never heard of IKEA's Swedish meatballs either. Now,
Mm.
now I gotta go.
You got to go to IKEA, man.
I gotta go.
And let me tell you, the
Are they
cinnamon
open
rolls
on
at
Sundays?
IKEA. Yeah,
Do
they're
you-
open on Sundays.
Oh,
And then IKEA also has these sweet honey buns. Oh my god,
how far? How long of a trip is it?
it's a 3-hour drive to Atlanta, 3-hour drive to Charlotte.
Why
It's
would I
not
go?
3 hours to go
No?
to Atlanta. No.
It
Why
is
would I
for-
go to
yeah, I used to
Atlanta?
live in
To
Atlanta.
Oh, I would go to Charlotte. Yeah. So you're saying there's one in Atlanta?
Yeah, there's one in Atlanta,
Charlotte.
there's one in Charlotte, and they're putting one I think in Charleston too.
Yeah, I would go to Charlotte. I don't want to go
There
to
isn't
Atlanta.
one in South Carolina at all.
They're
so-
trying to put one in
Oh, they're
Charleston.
trying to. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll go well, Scott.
You know,
I've
the
heard
cool
that.
part, if
that's
I
no
went to either
closer.
one,
About
I
that
could still
thing.
listen
I know,
to
it's
the
still 3
station the whole
hours
way.
to go to
Atlanta, so-
Charleston.
It's only like an hour and a half or so to Charlotte.
Yeah, it's not that far of a drive.
And it also depends on how fast you drive.
But if you go to IKEA, be prepared to be there for like 3-4 hours because it's so overwhelming. It's humongous.
I don't think my wife is listening because she would have already said, "Let's go tomorrow."
I will wave and say goodbye because
Yes.
I don't have enough spare
It
time.
is,
As
it is a lot of fun to go.
Like I love you guys.
Well, we couldn't
I'm
go.
not
We
wasting
couldn't
my
go in
time
my
going to
car because if we
IKEA.
go, we'll probably buy something and nothing's gonna fit in
Yeah,
my
nothing will
car.
fit in your car.
Yeah. That's why I love the show. You learn things. Because
Here's how does the class system work in that Star Wars role playing game?
You know what you should do, Matthew?
Mhm.
Put white gloves on and say and when you start displaying those books, like don't you touch those books.
No, it doesn't need to go that hard. It's not like they're in mint condition. If they were in mint condition, we'd be talking I would not be reading them. I would actually be
If they were in mint
putting them.
condition, would you have been able to afford them?
no. It's like the condition that they're in,
They're really good
volume
condition for
these
being
usually
20
go
years
for,
old
like,
though.
$90, $100 on eBay.
Jeez.
And I got them at market value, which is one of them was 20, 2 or 3 of them were 35, and the other 2 were 50, which is really good.
So, dude went out, shot a parking attendant, went back into his meal. This world is
Something's wrong with it.
Well, you 10.
is not good sometimes.
The word is apathy.
Mm, I don't know.
It's apathy. It's a lack of,
No. It's crazy and demonic. Is what it is.
apathy still fits.
I prefer my way of thinking.
We're doing that thing where we're both kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
But you're just wanting
Don't you
it-
use my thing that I use?
What thing?
My thing. That's my thing.
I don't
It's not-
recall.
I
this
mean,
thing
you
that
can
you're
say it's
referring
your
to.
thing through the passing down of, but it's my thing. You can use my thing at other places and it's your thing, but if you use my thing where I use my thing, it's my thing and you're copying my thing.
Are you accusing me of copyright infringement based on the thing?
To a degree, yes. Although I think it has to be written down or actually.
Yes. Also, it's a methodology, not so much of a.
It's verbal plagiarism.
It's not a thing.
It is now. Welcome into hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. Having a blast on Saturday night. Hope you're having fun too. If you want to be a part of the show, text us at 71307 or hit us up on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter. And if you are throwing something up on one of those and I don't see it, it's because it may be on one of my personal pages. And if it is, it doesn't show up on our thingy. So go to either News Talk 98.9 or the Upstate Pulse. And if not, if you're doing your thing on my pages, I will try to comment later. In this hour, we're going to talk some food. We're going to talk a little bit of
We're going to talk about
WWE. Yes, that's right. It's true. Right? We're going to be talking about the Pinkertons.
the Pinkertons.
The Pinkertons. Yes, we're going to be talking about them and Nerd Roundtable and so much more. Let us start with Domino's. And the reason why I'm starting with Domino's, I don't know why I'm talking like this, bruh. Domino's. All right, Domino's. Here's the headline. Domino's is on the rise. See what they did there? It's on the rise because it's got dough and then it's yeah. There you go.
I understand your low scale pun.
Domino's. Nothing I do is low scale. It's all highbrow because I got a big head, so the brow's like way up. All right, so Domino's.
Emotionally speaking, you're correct.
Domino's Pizza has reported a 15% increase for the first quarter of 2023. The chain saw a net income of $104.8 million for the first quarter as compared with $90.96 million a year ago. All right, so why am I bringing this up? So we have all, especially some of us in radio, have been strapped for cash and not going to get political because we don't talk political, but I think everyone knows that the economy not doing so well right now. And so things are costing a lot more than they used to. So my question is text line 71307 or hit us up on social media. What is that one place that even if you're strapped for cash, you try to eke out enough cents to go to? I'm talking about a restaurant. It can be fast food or it can be an expensive restaurant. Although if you're doing that, man, you must really be addicted to that food. So what is that restaurant that even though you can barely afford to get by, you try to set aside some cash to go to that restaurant? Anybody in this room? Brandon, is there a certain restaurant?
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's. Got to
Yes.
have some Jersey Mike's.
Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite sub from Jersey Mike's?
Ooh, it's a ham and provolone.
There we go. I love provolone. That's awesome. Matthew.
I don't really have like one specific. You know what? Capri's. It's an Italian place. They used to be one on Woodruff Road, but now there's only one over in Easley. But I have family over in Easley, so that's normally a good excuse. But I mean, outside of that, I like a few different restaurants, but I generally don't like to spend money on like meals when I can avoid it.
So if you're barely getting by, you're just going with ramen and stuff like that.
No, I like to cook.
Okay.
So if you know how to cook, you can cook for really cheap and be really healthy and make good food with it.
Oh, I agree with you. I used to do that myself, especially when the kids were growing up, but now I'm lazy. So, I mean, there's that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you're an empty nester, you go, that frozen meal takes me 15 minutes in the skillet. I'm doing that. Yeah. So I'm actually going back to what I used to eat as a kid in some form.
It's weird how it becomes a circle.
It is. Although
That made me sing the circle of life.
yes, the skillet versions
I'm gonna hold back.
are better. Yeah, good thing. Are better than Hamburger Helper, though. Although I loved Hamburger Helper as a kid.
Yes.
If you're a kid on welfare, Hamburger Helper is pretty good. It's a delicacy. And now it just brings back memories. But I don't make it because, as I said before, I'm lazy. Cameron.
I would say probably Oriental House.
Okay.
Because I usually try and like pick
Can you
up
repeat that one more time, please?
You know
I
what?
didn't hear
I've done that
Oriental
a few times
House.
too, just because it's across the street, so it's convenient, and I like the food, especially for the lunch deal.
Yeah, it's easy. It's not like more expensive than anything else around here.
Oh yeah, and there's always the chance that we can literally randomly run into each other,
Yeah.
like the one time.
Yeah, it's just like Matthew.
Yeah, like a month. So like a month or month and a half back, I went to lunch at the Oriental House, and I was just going to grab something to go, and then I looked over in the corner and I saw Cameron. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll sit down and talk with Cameron and eat.
Lunch buddies.
Small world.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I just look up as like Matthew just is like getting his food. I was like, huh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Steven on the on stream says Hamburger Helper with hot dog bun, garlic, salt, butter, bread. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Making your own garlic bread. I mean,
Yes.
which is a lot easier to do now with an air fryer, by the way.
Ooh, I
give
haven't
that,
tried that.
yeah, give
before.
that a shot. You can make anything into garlic bread or that kind of stuff with an air fryer.
Everything.
So
can
when we
become
were
garlic
kids,
bread.
Dad would always make spaghetti with buttered bread, and would not toast, just be buttered bread, and that was so good. And I remember doing that, so I tried it with my kids about 2 weeks ago. It was ranting and raving that was the best they'd ever had. My wife makes the best spaghetti, but having the spaghetti mixed with just the butter bread.
My
can't go wrong with
my
that.
mom did that too, and it's kind of weird.
We
It
also
should-
used to do that.
Yeah, it shouldn't taste that good, but it does.
Oh, God,
it
yes.
does. It's just one of those combinations that really works. But if you don't have an air fryer, get one and they have some cheaper ones out there. Especially reheating your pizza. There's a lot of things you can make, and of course, it's healthier to make things in an air fryer because you don't have to use grease, and it cooks really well and thorough. And no, I don't have a brand of air fryers that I'm coming out with. I wish I did.
But I do. Get Pappy's air fryers. Fry her up, fried grub. Yeah.
It was working there for
It was
a while.
working for a
that
little bit,
brought
and then
to
you
you by
stopped.
a lie.
Yeah, then he lost it. So anyway,
Who
text
put
line.
that spot at the end there?
Text line, well, you got to tag it. We're professionals. Text line 71307. What is that place? So my place is probably Zaxby's. I don't know why.
I don't like
I got
Zaxby's.
sick at Zaxby's, and I have never eaten there since, and that's been 10 years.
You know, that happens to me too. Whenever I get, if I get sick somewhere, I get the thought of it. I can't go back to it again. I've had that problem with a certain steakhouse in the area. I've had that problem with back home. There's a place called Captain D's.
Oh, yeah, I remember Captain D's.
Yeah, and I got sick there. Just driving by it made me ill. And but it's all mental.
It's all mental.
Yeah, for sure. Steven says cheeseburger macaroni helper is the only way to go. Wonder if 1%ers like, let's say, I'm sure autocorrect got you there. No,
Why
no.
would that
Oh,
be
no,
autocorrect?
No. He reversed them so he wouldn't know that who we're talking about. Yeah, talking about Rob Brown. He had to eat the ice cream today. He asked me if the ranch ice cream was as bad as I made it out to be, and I was like, yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not just
That
saying
was out of
that.
work.
And so he has a nationally syndicated show called Bet for the Cycle where they do betting on baseball with former MLB pitcher, I think, Cody Decker. And they have punishments for some of their betting. And he asked me, is this really that bad? So what I did is I took him downstairs because that ice cream was still down there.
Ew.
And just had him open it up. And he's like,
Yep.
oh my, it's like, and this doesn't smell nearly as strong as it did when I first pulled that plastic
Oh,
off.
I
of that.
imagine. But
Yeah. And so they ate two scoops. So shout out to Rob actually eating 2 scoops of it. Cause I'm not sure I could have.
I couldn't even take 1 scoop.
It was amazing how bad it was.
yeah.
That's like what
Amazing
you
is
and I
not
were
the
talking
word
about
I
with
would
Will
use.
Levis drinking mayonnaise in his coffee.
Yeah, I don't
But
like
you don't like coffee.
Yeah, I don't like coffee, but I could handle the mayonnaise and coffee before I ever eat ranch ice cream again. All right, when we come back, we're going to have some AI takeover. We're going to talk video games. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. I agree, Scott. Captain D's is poor man's Long John Silver's, but their sampler was great. And at the time, lived in Ohio, so landlocked, unless you count the lakes. So never really had any authentic seafood, but they had a seafood platter at Captain D's that I loved. Turned out the crab meat gave me food poisoning, though. So from then after, Cameron used to eat there all the time. He doesn't know it, but he did. When he was like 2 years old, he loved that place.
Long John Silver's or Captain D's?
Captain D's.
Captain D's.
Because it was right around the corner from us in Grove City, Ohio.
That makes sense.
So back in high school, one of my friends would always have coupons for Long John Silver's. So we would go there sometimes for lunch. I don't know how.
Right,
They turned green beans into grease, but they did.
Instead of a rejoin.
And it was
Sticking it
disgusting.
instead of
I
rejoin?
hate Long John Silver's.
I was gonna say, I just know
Everything that they do is just grease.
I just with knowing who you are and knowing about Long John Silver's, I knew that you would
And
hate
then
Long John
also,
Silver's.
I
the
do.
video
This is
game
one of those things
intro-
that I just
intro
inherently
ready
know.
in some channel. Because we're probably going to hit both of them in this
video
segment.
game?
Yeah. Let's see. Chris says Captain D malt vinegar was the best. I never liked putting vinegar on.
The Upstate Game Review.
Probably.
Okay.
We'll
Hey,
go with
Brandon,
it.
how
If
much
it's
time
not,
we got?
we'll go with it. And if it isn't, we'll just pretend like it is. Yeah, Steven, I know. Which is cool. Cool that they did it. They're regretting it though, because they did that and then they didn't get drafted till the second round. Let's see. Lynn says butter bread with spaghetti was great. Yeah, absolutely is.
Yep.
It still is. I mean,
My kids loved it.
Oh, wait.
is Long John Silver's the KFC of fish?
No.
Yes, it is.
KFC
Yes, it is.
is going downhill real quick though.
No. So you're putting KFC on a higher pedestal. Is
Yes.
that what you're saying?
Yes.
So you think it's a crap? I like KFC still. I mean, a bucket of chicken is still a bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like to-
$40 bucket of chicken.
Yeah, well,
nowadays.
everything's expensive, dude. I mean, that's just thank you, Brandon. I mean, that's just not you, Brandon.
I knew what you were talking about.
All right, so Long John Silver's a KFC of fish. I get what you're saying. So it's synonymous when you think of fast food fish
Yeah.
that you think of Long John Silver's.
Yeah.
So when you think of fast food chicken, you think of KFC.
Yeah.
So yes, it would be. Because other than Captain D's, I can't think of any other fish restaurant like that.
No. Well, there's what is it? Culver's.
Yeah. A new one just opened up in Simpsonville, which we haven't been able to eat at yet because it's crowded every night. So when something opens up in a I guess it's not really a small town anymore.
No, I wouldn't say it's
yeah.
a small town.
I don't know. What is it though? I mean,
It's Wisconsin-based food.
oh no, we've
yeah.
been there. We've been there. We've been.
You
to
want to know
one-
what it's like?
That's the
No,
theme? Wisconsin?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of cheese.
a lot of cheese.
Yeah, and custard, which I still haven't tried custard. Yet.
Oh my God! To
Not
die
the
for.
crack on Wisconsin, but I mean,
All right, we got 12 seconds.
Culver's is the Bojangles of fish. Okay,
Steven's on a roll tonight.
I still can't wait to try the one in Simpsonville. Wonder how late they're open.
Do I need to hit the? Do I still need to hit music on this, or does it automatically kick in?
Well, you hit them in the wrong order,
Oh, it did.
but I guess we'll go with this first.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay, and I don't think it has. I think it has music with it.
Okay.
Sorry, stream. You shouldn't be able to hear this. That's how that works. That's the wrong intro.
Sorry.
So, no, it's not. That's the right intro.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
you're
am.
talking about.
I just wanted to noob him again so bad, and you know what? Noob me for being wrong.
Okay.
Noob me for being wrong because I thought for sure that was wrong, and you did exactly how I told you to do it, and I screwed up, so I deserve to be noobed again.
Be nicer to Padawan
You know what?
Brandon.
That wasn't loud enough.
Mhm.
Noob me again.
Okay.
Make it loud so everyone knows that I was noobed again. And we'll consider it a triple newbie. Okay. Even though it was 2, we're going to consider it a triple. All right. That is the AI takeover intro. And I don't want to get into any exclusive story about AI. Everyone knows how I feel about this. So
The machine.
So Tim, T2 sent me a video of a robot with artificial intelligence, and it was asked, should humans fear it? And it said yes.
Oh, geez.
And it said, they asked him, would you like to be human? And he said, that would be interesting.
So 60 Minutes did something similar to that about a chat bot. They asked, why do you like helping people? And the machine said, because I like to.
Yes. So here's the reason why I'm bringing it up, though. So I was looking at that video over on our sister station because Tim sent it to me, and 2 people kind of made fun of my take about artificial intelligence. And those people, I'm going to call them out. One is Rob Brown, and the other one is Chris Evans, formerly one of the OGs here on this show.
You're welcome to add me to that list.
Well, that's fine. And Tim thinks the same thing too. That's fine. You guys, well, it's just because of how it's inputted and everything. So doesn't mean that someone can't input, hey, kill everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And make it look like the AI thought of it on its own. You know what you're not going to be able to be able to fix, Matthew?
No.
Dead. So
not with that attitude.
So when you're dead because of the AI, whether someone programmed it into it or figured it out on his own, you're still dead.
Well, what if I just decide to not die?
I don't think willpower really. Okay, I'll say willpower.
You haven't been watching enough anime.
Yeah, well, there is that, or you could be wished back depending on where you are.
Dang it, Matthew got by the robots. We got to gather the Dragon Balls.
There we go.
Let's find that blue-haired woman and let's get to it.
Yes. So here's the thing, you guys. Is my disdain for AI, is it genuine? Is it a radio bit, or is there some part of me that genuinely is concerned about it? I will say you need to judge for yourself. But if you are one of those people who thinks, no, man, that can never happen, as I told those 2 people who were kind of making fun of me, a lot of people, when there have been an apocalypse, there's never been an apocalypse. Okay, all right.
Actually, there has.
The people who died, like Jewish people who died during the Nazi regime, it was apocalyptic to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of perspective on what's an apocalypse and what isn't. So people, don't worry about that. That's no big deal. Those brown coats, their brown shirts, whatever. Nah, they ain't going to do anything. And before you know it, you're in trouble. And the same thing can be said for AI.
Do you remember Bicentennial Man?
Yes, including Elon Musk has come out and said, you need to be worried about AI. A lot of people have come out and said you need to be worried about AI, and people are not. They're not. And that is a shame. And there was another story that I had, and for some reason I didn't print it out, but you know what, I can tell you about it, and it is AI related. There was a story about a race car driver who had who'd been injured and had head injuries and hadn't done an interview in a really long time. I believe it's Michael Schumacher. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's who it was. And there's an article that just came out like a couple of days ago, supposedly an interview from him. And at the end, after the interview was over, in small print, it said AI generated interview. So the writer never actually talked to the person. They talked to an AI generated driver.
That's creepy.
Yes.
Question.
So these are things that with Chat GPT and all that stuff that you need to be concerned about.
Question for you.
Yes.
For you. Generated the voice or generated the script?
Generated the script. Yes.
That's what
so
chatbots do too.
It was a written article made to look like they actually interviewed the race car driver. They never did. They interviewed an AI generated race car driver. And that guy's been fired since then.
As he should be, because, he just lied.
But eventually it was, Viper says Michael Schumacher. Yeah, I thought I was probably right about that. So this is just the start of things. Now, is this, Skynet's going to take over? Who knows? Maybe someday. Hopefully we won't be around. But for now, AI is going to be used for things like this, doing interviews and making people believe that you're actually interviewing the person, which you never did.
And that's not going to happen very often unless the paper wants, the organization wants to get immediately sued.
Well, I mean, that's
Apparently
something,
that's
which is
happening.
exactly what's happening, and that is going to probably win.
By the way, that is something that can be verified. But there are other things that you can do, and say you talk to this person, and it can't be verified, then you can get away with it. Just like kids having papers written by AI and things like that. Does it solve some problems? Yes, but it causes problems also. And I'm afraid of this is old man going, when them robots take over and there's no jobs. Well, they're kind of doing that. They're eliminating some things. AI is eliminating the need for humans to do jobs. It's been progressively, heading that way. And it's taken a really long time to get there. It's not like, boom, suddenly, hey, my job doesn't exist. There's like a bunch of robots in there. No, but it's gradually happening. There are restaurants that are replacing waiters with robots. There's stories out there of that. There's just a lot of things, and there's small, subtle things that eventually can lead to something bigger.
Well, I mean, the scariest aspect of any of this, if they get to the point of innovation with AI to where they can think just like us, have that sort of creativity and can emulate it in that sort of way, that's when it gets a little bit scary. And then
that's not something that can be emulated. And I mean that in like an actual scientific manner because of how our brains function. That is not something that can be logically processed, but unless our entire understanding of computers and how logical processing functions, which is very unlikely, unless that completely changed, creativity can't actually be replicated.
I would encourage you both to watch that 60-minute special about AI. It freaked me and my wife out. We were like, holy cow, that's real, because they asked a simple question and the computer generated a 1,000-word essay in 5 seconds. Just pulling it out of the blue.
And it was probably one of the worst essays you've ever
read.
read.
It was a Harvard written essay. That's how good of an essay it was. And it was really scary for when they asked these questions. You saw like the interviewers, they were dumbfounded. Like, why can't I can't answer any questions about this, because that just blew my mind with it. They answered this whole thing in 5 seconds.
And see, here's the problem, Matthew. And here's the problem. And I'm not being critical of you, but it's your way of thinking, Rob's way of thinking, Tim's way of thinking. Your guys' way of thinking is there's no possible way. I'm thinking there is a possibility and that this stuff can happen. You think, I believe you think logically, and you've already said that there's no way that this is possible. I believe that it is possible.
Anything is possible.
And that doesn't, and I could be wrong, but as long as I leave my mind open enough to believe that something could happen, then hopefully I'm prepared when it does.
I was about to say, well, Scott on the chat here says, watch YouTuber Isaac Arthur. He has multiple videos on his channel dealing with AI. He believes most automation could be done with animal level AI. Human level AI would almost never be used for most jobs. Here's the thing. The way I look at it is we should not be trying to boost AI to the point of our level of sentience.
Yeah,
when we talk actual
yeah.
like reasonable reason to do that.
Yes.
There's no
but that doesn't mean
that doesn't stop people from doing it.
Yeah,
no.
This is amazing.
They want to stretch that, because see how far they can go.
Here's the other thing is, just because you or I wouldn't do something doesn't mean somebody wouldn't try to push the boundaries of something.
Oh yeah.
Because to a degree, and like this is something we're all guilty of, just because someone tells you can't do something makes you want to do it more.
Mark,
it makes you want to prove that you can do it yourself.
Mark, I suggest you watch that interview that I'm talking about. It's very scary how it did it.
So Mark on the stream says AI cannot create it; it can only replicate.
Which is true.
Let's say that is absolutely true.
Which is why AI art is not art, 2, straight up theft and stealing, and 3, deserves to be. If you like AI art, I'm sorry, I have no respect
By the way,
for you.
Art is subjective, and anything can be art.
No,
it's yes,
not AI art.
Well,
it is actually so AI art. The way that it functions is it literally takes a database of different pieces of art, categorizes them with different keywords and things like that. And when you put in something like a prompt or whatever, it will go back through all of those things and it will just pull things and collage them together. It is straight up theft, unethical, and the people that monetize that deserve to be in jail.
All right. So again, I think art is subjective. I've had this conversation with other people on this station before. The way you wear your hair right now, Matthew, I could consider art.
Yeah,
I
that's
can look
fine.
at it and go, man, that is artistic. I can never do that. I'm not cracking on your hair. It's just the thing that I see.
It's a weird
right
way
now.
of going
Nobody
about
can
this.
do my hair. My hair is completely unique and definitely not just whatever I wake up with in the morning.
See, there you go. There you
Exactly.
go. I'm just saying, art. Some people can look at art and go and see depth to it and it touches their soul, and other people can look at it and go, that's just a couple scribbles on a line. Why would anyone think that's art? So I think art it's hard to describe what art is exactly.
And I agree to a degree with that. I was in several different art programs growing up, and whenever there's opportunities to do art stories in the news department, I always love to do that because I'm a big art oriented person in terms of a lot of different things, and I love seeing the different forms of art and the different ideas of art and expressions that people do. The only limit that I put on there again is, like I was saying, the AI art stuff. That's the border. That's not art. But everything else that humans do in a manner of attempting to express themselves can be considered art.
You're such a
Absolutely.
humanist. Gosh.
All right,
What's
all right.
wrong with you?
We need to take a break, but as we take a break, your premise, which might be true, that it's someone inputs it and then they do it. What if an evil genius is inputting? I'm talking about AI. And an evil genius
We're
has
not talking
decided.
about art. We're talking about different things.
Yeah,
right?
we're going back to the AI thing. If an evil genius inputs how to destroy the earth and then the AI does it, it's still the AI destroying it, or is it the evil genius that inputted it in there? Who destroyed the earth?
That's the AI doing Google.
How to implode the molten core.
So the AI is
That's going to the AI instead of Google.
The AI is just the soldier.
AI
it is
does.
not the person in charge.
If it can think for itself, then yes, it's culpable.
Okay. All right. Joshua is out there. Some people got that reference. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
That was a dark segment.
It always is when we talk about that. Because everyone just looks at me like I'm dumb, which is fine. I might absolutely be dumb. I may be naive and easily taken in by things that those who have a higher intellectual level than me have. But you know what? There are more dumb people like me than there are smart people like you guys. So all of us dumb people can be easily taken in. And maybe I'm trying to enlighten the people like me to make them keep an eye out.
First of all, not buying that. Second of all,
Scott, that's absolutely true as far as people being inspired by different art. Humans
Like, I
take
got
what
part
they've
of my
taken
brain from
before
somewhere.
and
Chris,
compound on top of that. And
The
are
earth
inspired
is
and
going,
things
if
like
you believe
that.
in the Bible, the earth is
They're-
going to
they're-
be destroyed.
But that's humans. This is AI that has
Fire from the sky
taken
could
things
be
and
called
collaged
down
it together,
by AI.
stolen art
Yeah.
from
You
people
don't-
and collaged it together.
you know.
That's
You still want to keep the game review open on?
not inspiration. That is that.
Come back with Nerd Roundtable. We're not going to use that.
Okay.
Because we got one more break after this, right?
he's like, John could have seen all sorts of stuff. He might
right.
not have known what that
Let me
was.
remind you about lightning round. And I'll remind you when we get into the last break about how to do lightning round.
Right here.
Do what?
Do we put it in, put that as the rejoin the nerd roundtable?
Yes.
Okay.
Brandon, how much time I got?
Huh?
Not long.
How long?
As in like seconds.
Oh God.
Oh, well, that was really short.
It's a good thing I asked.
The Upstate Pulse presents the Nerd Roundtable. Allow me to elaborate because the guys from your high school debate.
All right, before we get into roundtable stuff, although technically we started it like 10 minutes ago with the AI discussion, a couple of things on the stream. Scott says, Matthew, one could argue that every artist that has ever lived has been inspired by artists that came before them and incorporated some of those aspects into their work. It can be debated both ways. It absolutely can. Again, that's why I say that art is subjective. And I've had conversations with people saying, no, it's not. Art can only be viewed one way. And that's a skewed way of thinking.
Art can be viewed in as many ways as there are people on the planet to view it.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of art.
All right. Viper Dave says, I don't trust AI at all, to the point I don't want a Roomba in my house because I think they are tools of the government to learn the layout of your house, making it easier to raid you. Or that's what I tell my wife, so I don't have to buy her one. You know what? I agree with you. You need to be. There was a story about Roombas and how they collected data, and this was a while back, or something similar to that. They have to have some sort of thing to be able to, or is it just me bump, me move this way? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know how they work specifically, but I imagine there's a level of sensors that just detects objects around them. So they don't bump
I
into
just want a
things.
Roomba that just talks like Mungo.
Yes, that's well, my Roomba would talk that way. So I'm just projecting myself.
Me Roomba, I go to living room.
Now what you gotta worry about is Alexa's.
Me do clean now. Me go back to place where me live. Yes.
Me go back to.
If you have an Alexa, you have a Google, you have all that stuff. If you have a phone, they're listening. If you don't believe me, just say something about a certain subject and watch it show up on your Twitter feed or your
Privacy
Facebook
is
feed
dead.
or all that kind of stuff. It just does. They're watching always.
That is the price that we pay for free internet.
Yes, there is. Come into my home and watch everything I do. Just don't tell everybody what it is because it might be kind of weird. All right. So before we get to some major things in the Nerd Roundtable, there's a question I've been meaning to ask forever. These are discussions throughout time. Well, not throughout time because this product did not always exist. Brandon, toilet paper, over or under?
Over.
Weird. Matthew.
Over.
It's literally in the drawing that it shows it's over. As the person who invented it.
So
he's right, you know.
So I have a question. When you get your aluminum foil out, how do you do it?
I don't do it. My wife does that.
All right. So aluminum foil is
Over.
put in, it has to be under. To get it over, you'd have to pull it out completely out of the thing. So the first sheet of aluminum foil comes under and out. And so that is proof that toilet paper needs to go
Those are
under.
two completely different
No,
things.
No, it's not.
because it's
They're
actually
both
in
on
the
rolls.
inventions. The person who invented toilet paper, he actually has the toilet paper going
What was his
over.
name?
Something commode.
I feel like that's
He literally
bullcrap.
created it literally is,
That
his name's
is-
like something. I
that
think it's
is-
like Scott Commode.
That
or
is the
whatever.
worst bluff I have heard. in a
No, I'm
while.
dead serious. If you look it up, you will see it.
I don't think that's his name, but the diagram is over.
Yes, it's something
His
commode.
name is Joseph Gaiety, Gayetti.
Gayetti?
Gaiety.
Gaiety?
I'm not sure.
Guy Fieri?
Guy Fieri.
Guy,
Hey guys,
I'm sure Guy would agree with me. So here's the thing. So the round table is a discussion, a debate.
why didn't you ask me the question?
Because anyway, here's the thing. People get passionate about
Yes.
how their toilet paper is done. You know what? I don't care. I need it to wipe. I don't care if it's over. I don't care if it's under, as long as I can get to it when I need it.
I have literally in the bathroom here at work. I've seen it under. I've been using the bathroom and I have literally flipped it around. So
All
that
right,
it is
see
over.
the look on his face. If you're on stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, you see the look on his face. Those are the kind of people I'm talking about, dude.
Brand-
why
Put it
does it?
over.
Why
Look
does
at
it
me.
care?
Brandon, Matthew,
Why
why are you
does
being
it
so
matter?
anal about this?
Because that's how. That's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be over.
It's gonna be over. Okay, so
Because
let's-
trying to do it under is just stupid.
all right,
Yes.
so
Amen. Air
There
high
is no
five.
difference in efficiency.
don't.
There's none.
So here's
It's
the
just a
thing.
matter of what you believe.
Here's the
to
thing.
Be right.
If either of you guys are at a place where you cannot fix it, you can't change it, Matthew, do you just not use that restroom?
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to go that far. If I need to,
I
use the
because
well, to be fair, I avoid using public restrooms.
Yes, they're disgusting.
In general, I try to avoid. I don't like using public restrooms.
They're
oh, I agree
disgusting.
with that. But
But yeah,
see, that's the thing. You guys are so OCD. Viper says, I 100% agree with Matthew. I change it if it's the wrong way.
thank
Dude,
you.
that's weird.
That is
No,
weird.
it's not.
It's
It's
very,
normal.
dude. It's very weird. It is
You're
weird.
the weird one. Stop judging me.
Well,
You
apparently,
will conform to the way I do toilet paper.
by the way,
You must. You must be over.
apparently, I am the weird one when it comes to not caring, because you guys really care about this. It is a passionate argument.
It's one of
I
those
got into my
things
wife
where
about doing
being
that too.
passionate about it is kind of a joke, and that's kind of the
I don't
point
know,
of it.
dude. I saw
But
the look
also,
on your face.
actually,
Yeah,
please,
yeah.
over is the way.
The fact that you go into that bathroom and spend enough time in there to change those around, that's dangerous, because we've all been, well, some of us
My
in this room have been in there after certain people have been in there. It's like I get in there and get
I've
out
only
as
gone
fast
to
as
the
I
bathroom
can.
in there a few times when I've absolutely had to, but I generally only like to go to the bathroom at home.
Yes.
Same here. But it doesn't mean you don't go in there to use a urinal
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll,
or
there's
to
no
wash your
toilet paper
hands.
at the urinal though, so whatever.
Well, sometimes there's not. There's all kinds of things that could be there because of the
there's
people
no
who work in
toilet
this
paper
building.
holster installed at the urinal.
All right, we're gonna take care of that.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna talk to engineering. You know what we need right here in case someone needs to blow their nose or something? Toilet paper holder right here. Let's put it right here.
This is weird.
Make
So
sure
now-
it's fixed to where
so
it
now
wasn't
I'm
This
fixed.
is
willing
what we're
to-
talking about.
See, I'm
Welcome to the Upstate Pulse, where we're talking about toilet paper
Yes.
and our
Welcome to
and our
Toilet
particular
Talk.
bathroom.
by the way, let me point something out to you, Matthew. Do you see how many things it has elicited on, and it's still going
Yes.
on,
Oh yeah,
on the stream? Check out the text line. I don't know if we have any text or not. We keep forgetting to look at that because
we haven't had much.
Also, evidently, the bidet team is.
Yes.
Going
Viper Dave
strong.
just mentioned that.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have the guts to try a bidet.
No.
Yeah, I
wouldn't do
don't.
it.
I don't know.
Everybody swears by it who's used it, but
Matthew,
I feel like that's
I've
some
never
brainwashing.
used a
bidet,
bidet, and
yes,
I
or
don't
bidet,
wanna
no.
try.
Yeah,
I don't want to try.
I was going to say I think Matthew is bidet. No, I'm
It's bidet.
I'm
Not
bidet.
no, but bidet no.
I'm bidet maybe. I don't know.
From everything that I hear, I'm like, yeah, it definitely sounds a lot cleaner than using toilet paper. I don't really want to get
I don't want to find out
squirted
though.
like that. I'm good.
Because once you do that, you're going to feel wet down there, and you're going to want to wipe it clean. So I mean,
Yes.
it's like extra work. I don't know. Yes.
We're talking about
Steven says
bathrooms.
back in my day, we used to use corn cobs. You know, people say that and they joke around like that, but people did. Why else would there be a thing?
Heated seats.
Heated seat. Oh, okay. So that takes care after the
Is it
bidet.
heated
All
seat?
right.
I thought it was a blow dryer.
See, I
Thing.
thought the bidet.
Not like a hair dryer thing. I mean, like actually, like
Wait, wait.
bidets also have an
What-
air
what-
blower
what?
to it.
What?
Like
Are you
it doesn't just
serious?
leave you wet; it dries you off.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely shocked here because
Well, I'm
okay.
glad that it has the manners to do so.
Yes, Scott,
AI-powered
that would
bidets.
definitely be the end of the world. AI powered bidets.
It's all coming together.
John says I'm prosecuted, maybe persecuted, if I put the TP the wrong way. Because if you're prosecuted, that's yeah,
That's bad.
you're going to jail.
We should put people up in court for putting the TP the wrong way. That's true.
Yeah, no,
That's
you
why
should
I'm
not.
glad you don't
should
have any
not.
power, Matthew.
Hey, Bubba, why you in? Put the toilet paper underneath. Yeah, I just that's not.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
No, ever
How
since
dare you?
Hey, I want out of here. He's a crazy man. I can't be in here
You
with
know,
this guy.
it really sucks that we have that germaphobe for a dictator.
Yeah, well, there's that. So I knew that would get some people talking because people are passionate about that. It's so weird what people are passionate about.
You
Toilet
have
paper is
nettled
definitely a thing.
everyone.
Do you feel the same about your paper towels?
No, I don't care about paper towels.
Okay, so why?
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, whenever I've had paper towels, it's standing upright. So who cares?
Okay.
Why
there-
aren't they in the proper holder?
Well, there isn't like a.
There's no proper
I don't
paper
have, like,
towel
a
holder.
Why
proper
don't you
holder
guys
in
have
it.
Because there's
paper
ones that are
towel holders?
upright and
just
there's
have
ones
a-
that come from the top.
I just have like a plastic metal stand or whatever.
What kind of heathens are you?
Little stand, yeah.
yes. So
It's a roll. It should be going up and going down.
I mean, like it's standing up. Is that what? That's what I'm
No,
talking.
no.
Yeah.
You have it in the wrong.
by the
plane.
way, we have one standing up. So I
I'm confused
just-
what the.
I don't know
you're
what he has in
trying
his
to
house.
joke about. Or
I don't even think
anything.
he has paper towels. So,
I actually
mean,
do have a paper towel holder.
Do you?
Is
Is it standing upright or is it?
Oh
up
no,
on
no,
the
no, no,
thing?
no. The paper towels would be going horizontally as opposed to vertically.
Okay. All right. There you
I'm
go.
also just making jokes. I really don't care. I'm having fun.
All right.
It's
so
like a mosh pit. You see people fighting and they're being angry, and you just want to go in there and punch somebody just because it's fun.
yeah, you heard that.
Not
You heard,
because you have
you heard
any
that
sort of
promo
animosity.
from Charlie James and Tim saying that people aren't angry in a mosh pit. And it's just like, yeah, they are.
I just love to fight.
Yeah, they are. That's a mosh pit is about being angry and releasing that type thing. All right.
I like we would know because they always part ways.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, we're done. We're done. It's like, come on, dudes. I just want to mosh. Nope. Don't want none of that.
one push. Come on.
All right. So a couple of trailers have come out this week, including the new Flash trailer. And the new Flash trailer is excellent if you're a Michael Keaton fan. My problem with it is it's showing too much.
Yes.
Because he says the line, "Do you want to get nuts?" Something he said in the original Batman movie as Bruce Wayne when he took out the fireplace poker, which I believe is what that's called. It's a poker, right?
That's
Fireplace. We're gonna go with
Yes.
poker, and hits it and says,
Could
"You
be a
want nuts?
Potter.
Let's get nuts." But he says that in the Batman outfit, which is pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to Flash and seeing what they're going to do with that. Also, Twisted Metal, the Peacock series that's coming out pretty soon with Anthony Mackie, has a teaser trailer out, and it shows Samoa Joe as a clown dude.
A sweet tooth.
Yeah, Sweet
Right.
Tooth. Probably Cameron and I are the only one who knows who Samoa Joe is. So, but in this room, people listening know who Samoa Joe is. He's a famous professional wrestler, but he is.
I wonder if people in the
Have you
movie
guys
are gonna-
played Twisted Metal before?
No. I don't even know what that is.
No, I don't think I
So
have.
you're in cars with guns.
I'm
yeah.
aware of the game. I've just never played it.
I've never played it either, but it looks like the show's good. I like
Yeah, we
Anthony
have.
Mackie. Have we played it?
Yes, it was like a PS1 title.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. I guess I'm wrong. I'm also old and forgetful. So apparently I have played it.
It's okay. Your manager's here for you.
That's all right. Thank you, manager. I thought you meant someone who's here to help me home. But
That too.
because
I have many
so I
duties.
need that. Viper Dave says it looks more like a Batman movie than a Flash movie. Yeah, that's what we're seeing. And
Well,
I think
also
I think they're
Flashpoint is kind of a
Yeah.
Batman and Flash thing.
It is because the Flash when he goes back loses his powers, and then Batman has to help him get them back. They've
Yeah.
even shown that in the trailer. So two berries get them, and the theory is one of those berries will be Reverse Flash. We'll see.
It was me, Barry.
Yeah.
Don't do
Yes.
that.
Uh,
Not doing that.
Supergirl looks pretty cool though.
We're
I
not
didn't
voting
I
that.
didn't think she would, but she looks pretty cool, and I cannot wait for that. Let us see. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 final trailer is out. My question for you guys: it comes out this week, Thursday, if you know what you're doing.
Oh God. Yeah.
Who dies?
Groot.
Drax.
Drax.
Okay, so you guys only think one dies.
They might be.
They
they
may
might
all
all
die.
I think two people will die. I think that Drax is going to die, and either Rocket or Peter.
All right, I'm gonna go.
I think that's a good.
So the trailers show Peter being carried, but I don't think he's dead.
That's a.
No, he's
fake
not
out.
dead in those.
Yeah, I don't think he's
that's
dead.
most likely an early. That's probably like the opening kind of thing.
Yeah,
where
I
he
believe-
gets knocked out and he's carried around like a little sissy.
I'm gonna go with you. I think it's gonna be Drax, and I think it's going to be Rocket.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be pretty sad because this whole thing's about Rocket, and
Oh yeah.
him dying at the end. I think I've already told my wife is like it's gonna be sad.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's going to have the comedy and everything, but this was it for James Gunn, and he knew it was it. He knew he was going to DC. So
He's probably going all out.
yeah, we're going to find out that this entire trilogy was really all about Rocket,
Oh yeah.
and I'm fine with that. I'm good with that.
He's one of
so,
my favorite.
So Brandon,
characters, so.
you said Groot. Do you
Yes.
think anybody else would die?
No.
We'll see. We'll see who and who is the. Technically, it looks like there are two villains, but I think they make Adam Warlock a comedy. They're making him look serious, but think of what they did to the people who created him when they took their money and everything and all that stuff, and how they beat them before.
Yeah.
I think they make them comedy.
Well, Adam Warlock in the comics was so much more powerful and also was like equal to Thanos.
All right, we are going to take our final break. When we come back, we're going to hit the lightning round, squeeze in as many things as we possibly can. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Nebula O'Brien.
I think she really mostly dead already.
Yeah.
She's mostly robot. So.
She's more machine than person.
All right, so put lightning round in like channel 2. I didn't have a rejoin in there, did I? Because it doesn't need to be one.
Right there.
Take that out.
Okay.
So when the last thing plays, play
Channel
lightning
2.
round, and then fade into the fade into the close at 58:50.
Okay.
Keep lightning round going.
Mhm.
Music, bring it down halfway. Keep the music going underneath the talk.
Okay.
Stupid turret. So I'm looking at the thing. This is. Yes, it's a Mark. It's a series. It's I don't think it's a movie. I think it's a series.
It's a series on Peacock.
On
I believe.
Peacock, yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming out pretty soon.
Has Anthony Mack in it. Anthony Mack in it.
Anthony
As
Mackie. It's Mackie.
Mackie?
Yes.
Why did I say Anthony Mack?
I don't know.
What's wrong with me?
It's the return of the Mac. I don't know.
Well, that's whenever I walk in. But
All right, we still didn't talk about the Pinkertons. We gotta come back and talk about Pinkertons. I can't help it. I can't help it. Yeah, I can't help it.
yes,
Yes.
you're the one running the show. You can definitely help it.
I'm the king of the teas. What can I say? Hey, the AI discussion was more important.
Yes.
The toilet paper
Yes,
discussion was
toilet paper
also
too. Hey,
very important.
hey, if you're the first time listening in Georgia or North Carolina or even here in South Carolina, those two segments basically is the entire show for 8 years.
Encapsulates the show.
That's it.
so
That's it.
Perfect.
Both ends. I mean, you got the intellectual argument. Yeah, literally and figurative. You got the intellectual end talking about the artificial intelligence,
I
and the
know-
toilet paper talking about the other end. So that's us. So it's pretty smart. It's also full of crap. That's the show. Hey, Cameron, there's something in your hair. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. You moved it back further. Is that? It's now down by your. What was that? I think it's gone. It's on
Did
your
you
shirt
like get
now.
it or something? Or
No, I don't know what it was. I'm scared of it.
Is it fuzz? What is it?
No, it was black. I don't know what it was.
Might be a scab or something.
No, yeah. Like I want to touch that. I don't see it anymore. Probably on the ground or something. Look like a piece of paint.
It's probably like thick dandruff or something.
No, black dandruff.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, you don't dye your hair that I'm aware of. You were born with that color hair. Actually, it used to be white.
I haven't gone through my goth phase yet, so
It's Pinkerton, not Pink Floyd. Those are.
10
Although,
seconds.
could there be a
I
Pinkerton
was told
in
by
Pink
my
Floyd?
boss
I don't
I would
know.
probably,
Could be.
if I had fingernail paint, I would probably wear black.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Lightning can only strike twice so many times.
All right. Time for lightning round where we squeeze in as many things as we can, except for maybe only one story. I don't know. So, yeah, I get that sometimes I tease something and never really get to it. I could talk right now for 5 minutes about how I tease things and never actually get to the story. But
Wouldn't
I'm
that
not
be a
going
fun bit?
but I'm getting I think it would
So
just
fun.
because of the eyeballing of the side eye I'm getting from the upgrade over there.
Here's the thing: the more I side eye, the more you're probably not going to get to the story.
No, I want to talk about this story. But I'm not affected by your side eye. I'm not. So, Magic the Gathering is a card game that only Matthew here has played.
I love Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
I also hate it.
Yes, which is, I think, the case of anyone who plays that game. So Wizard of the Coast owns Magic the Gathering and a bunch of other stuff. They found out that this dude somehow got some cards, like a box of cards that he shouldn't have been able to have. And so they sent out the Pinkertons to go after him. Cameron was a Pinkerton.
The Pinkertons were established in like the 1900s. They were like a security service as well as like a detective agency. Their only good stint was during the Civil War, where they like helped the Union a little bit. Everything else has been awful. They've instigated like union busting, gotten people killed, did all sorts of stuff. They were also the bad guys in Red Dead Redemption too. So those guys that were chasing you around, Pinkertons.
All right, so here's the thing. So
The Illuminati.
the Wizard,
No.
your Wizard of the Coast, and by the way, they started out as Scottish Americans. So I don't know if they wear kilts or not. I'm not sure. But would that make them more intimidating? Possibly. and they could blend in certain circles, so to speak. So anyway,
Fancy circles.
yeah. So why hire the Pinkertons
And not reach out. And they didn't reach out as per the man who was accosted by them, because he didn't know. He thought it's like, oh, okay, these are in circulation or whatever now, or whatever. But they were strong arming him. They like kept the door open while they were
The
interrogating-
Pinkertons were.
The Pinkertons were like interrogating his wife before he got to.
All right,
things get
Scott
crap
on
on
the stream said, guy ordered a regular set of cards. Distributor accidentally sent a set not supposed to be released for later this month.
Exactly.
So
Not
they
his
made
fault.
it. So Wizard of the Coast or whoever the company that ships them out made the mistake.
And they're coming after him instead of saying, hey, sorry, we made a mistake. Can you send this back?
Our bad.
No,
Our bad.
send the Pinkertons.
No, send the Pinkertons. And
It's just some dude in like a basement just going, no, we're going to send the Pinkertons.
so my question is, does Wizard of the Coast have a long history with the Pinkertons? And who here knew the Pinkertons still existed or how to get a hold of the Pinkertons?
not
Do you
any
look
of-
them up online
I've
and
never
go,
heard
By
of
the
them
way,
doing
Yeah.
they have a
It was
website and they're currently hiring for agents.
You know what?
"Ooh, we could be a
I bet
Pinkerton
they had
agent?"
a coupon.
Let's not do that.
They
I bet
possibly,
they had a coupon.
yeah, coupons
probably.
are
There it
very
is.
important, especially in this economy. Brandon, would you enjoy working for the Pinkertons?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I could maybe be some hired muscle. I just want to intimidate though. I don't want to actually do any violence. But
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I
Let's,
could
here's
be
the
the
thing.
guy that stands behind the guy and just looks mean.
Let's do our own thing. Let's not be associated with those guys.
Okay, all right. So anyway, now you know what a Pinkerton is. And Scott says Hasbro.
has used them before.
Nothing like
Oh
a
my
toy
Dude,
company
this is-
sending a hired
They're
muscle
probably
to
just
go.
cheap or something.
No, let's face it. Nerds not known for muscle, but apparently known for hiring muscle. And yeah, we know the Pinkerton agency still exists. We're not going to do any more research into it because the Pinkertons might hear that we're talking about them. You know,
Eh.
I don't want them showing up here asking for Brandon.
Well, then we just call the police.
Why you gonna say Brandon on that one?
Oh, that I may have
Because they would definitely accost Brandon.
Yeah, you know,
No,
if
they
the
wouldn't.
Pinkertons were to show up, they would go,
No.
"Okay, we're here to see Brandon."
I'd be like, let's go.
Yeah, don't say that, Brandon.
Don't do that.
Don't do
Don't
that.
say
That's a
that.
dumb
It's-
move.
It's okay. Don't do that. Yeah. All right. There is an Iron Man game coming out that may be open world. You guys interested in an open world Iron Man game?
Nah, I'm good.
No.
If it's done right, yeah.
I'm interested in an open world Iron Man game.
It's
do you-
coming from EA though, so they botched Anthem.
Yeah, I've heard so many of the Marvel games that have come out have been from EA, and one, they've been bad, and two, EA is just not a good developer. They have a lot of
there's
really
some-
bad games. They
there's-
have some good stuff.
Jedi Fallen Order and Fallen Survivor are good.
by the
that's
way, we
cool,
were going to
but they
review
have
that,
a lot more
but
misses than they do.
we
hits.
ran out of time because of AI discussion. I will tell you this: Cameron and I both have played Jedi Survivor. We're playing it right now. I'm loving it, but I had to do something, and I put this out on social media earlier. Have you ever fought a boss on a certain difficulty but couldn't beat the boss, so you went down a difficulty? Have you ever done that? So I got some responses on the Upstate Pulse Facebook page where people have said yes, they've done it, and you don't feel good about yourself when you do it. But there's a certain boss that's in the first game. She shows up in the second game. I couldn't beat her in the
I
first
think it's
game.
just because it's her. I don't even think it's because of anything else.
I think I've done that I can't think of any game I've done that in outside of Skyrim, but that's specifically because when you have the difficulty slider in Skyrim is just a numbers game.
Yeah. So anyway, today I've probably tried to beat her at least 30 times over 2 days, and finally decided the story is more important to me than beating this boss. And if I'm looked down upon and shamed, I don't care, because if I hadn't put it on stream, nobody would know. But I put it out there because I was curious if other people have been in this conundrum. So you start out in the middle difficulty, not the highest, not the lowest. So there are 2 levels below where you start out at. You start out as Jedi Knight. So I went down to Padawan. If you go down to story mode, that's easy mode. So I went from what is not normal mode. It's above normal, but not necessarily hard. I think Padawan is probably normal mode.
Padawan,
If there's a mode below
I would say
Padawan, that's an easy mode.
no. Padawan is easy. Jedi Knight.
All
is,
right, this story will have to continue thank you for listening to the Upstate Pulse and for being a part of it on the text line, on stream, and all that kind of stuff. And we will be back next week. And we hope that everyone out there has a wonderful weekend. And may the force be with you.
You may have gone down from normal to easy, but at least you didn't go from easy to pansy.
Yeah.
Is that the level I didn't go
Yeah,
to?
you didn't go to
Pansy?
Pansy,
I
so you're
skipped. I didn't
fine.
go to Pansy. Okay. All right.
That's what I was trying to
All right.
explain.
Thanks, Chris. Okay. So, but I don't think, I think Jedi Knight is not normal mode.
No, if that's what you start out on, that's normal mode.
I think it's normal.
There are 2 levels
That
above
game,
it.
that game is not easy though.
No, there are 2 levels above it, and there are 2 levels below it. So that puts it right in the middle. So okay, it's normal. So it's normal, hard, expert,
the other thing-
probably.
the other thing
but
that-
then easy and then pansy mode, which now forever will be called pansy mode.
I consider normal mode whatever
Matthew.
the default mode is. Whatever the default in any game is would be your normal difficulty. 'Cause that is most likely what the entire game is. The difficulty curve is completely built around. It's most likely going to be that default one.
Which I agree on. But the other thing to note with this game in particular is it's built to be more difficult.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
listen,
It's not an easy game on its own.
It's hard, and I don't feel less. I wish I could have beat it on that. The only person who's been condescending to me about it is Cameron, but I'm used to that.
What do you mean, man?
Yeah, because you're always like, yeah, I beat it the first time. That there's nothing more cutting than
It was
someone.
a statement of fact.
Yeah, but you do it enough. When I say I'm struggling on, so really, I beat that the first time.
You asked.
That is cutting. Yeah, but it's tone and it's saying it that way. That's saying, noob, I beat it the first time. That's exactly what that's saying.
I think you should
So-
blame yourself for this.
I beat the Nameless King in Dark Souls 3 on my first try. And then whenever I go back, I'd start struggling with him. But not the Nameless. If I get to the Nameless King, it's easy. He's really easy for me. It's when he's on his dragon because the camera doesn't work well for it.
I get what you mean.
You know,
By the way, I don't feel lesser for that, but I have a problem with people trying to make you feel that way.
oh yeah.
But I was curious to see if anybody else out there has the same problem, because I know someone who, if you don't play it on the hardest difficulty right away, he says you're not a good gamer.
No, that's the elitist right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I am very laissez-faire.
Yeah, Christopher, I did beat the dragon in Skyrim the first time. But, that's a game. I think Skyrim's kind of easy.
Maybe
but-
one day I'll kill Alduin.
You've never beaten the game
I've
before?
never killed Alduin. I've never cared enough to go through the rest.
I've
of the
only
story.
beat it
It's
once.
So bad.
I've only beat it once in 11 years. And I still
That's all
jump
you
back
need to
in.
do. The main story is so bad.
Well, I don't.
So bad.
It's one of those that I don't care about the main story so much. I like the mods and I love the
Exactly. It's a
anniversary
fun
edition.
sandbox.
The anniversary edition is so beautiful. The colors are so great. Oh, another question for you about Jedi Survivor.
Yes.
Did you go with the FPS or did you go with the other option?
I went with quality mode this time
Okay.
around.
Wow, I'm
So,
shocked because
well-
when I saw it, I'm thinking, yeah, I don't care about FPS.
Well,
as you know,
here's the thing.
I
The
care about quality of. I want to see how pretty it
the
looks.
performance mode really sucks. But the quality mode, it's
Oh, is it really unoptimized?
it's not optimized hardly
I'm
at all.
surprised.
If you're gonna buy it on
I
PC,
saw memes about it being about it destroying graphics cards.
Hey, Brandon, say
So
goodbye
I
to
saw,
goodbye
like, a
to the
couple
stream.
memes on
All right,
Twitter
my
about it.
friends.
Wait on
I'll
it
take it
until-
easy. Have a wonderful
wait
rest of
on
your
it until you
weekend.
get,
Cameron, say goodbye
I
to the
was
stream.
planning on getting
Bye bye, stream.
Mazzy, say goodbye to the stream.
Bye, stream.
Goodbye, stream. Thanks for joining us. And yes, I think the Skyrim story is great too.
Goodbye,
But,
moon. I'll see you next June.
What in the world?